And we are live. How's it going, everybody? This is Johnston Plumlee with the Central Texas Music Experience on our very first live episode on Ustream. This is episode number 7. And welcome, everybody. And this is our guest, Ashley Plumlee. You're going to be able to catch this video edited like you normally see it on YouTube. You're also going to be able to catch it on iTunes in audio format. So I hope you guys enjoy. Send your comments. Hit us up on Twitter. And as we're streaming live, you'll be able to ask questions of myself. You'll be able to ask questions of Ashley, our guest. And this is kind of like a new format that we're going to try for guests that come in. So welcome to our live broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Take it away, Ashley.
Driving down the interstate, got a guitar and a suitcase. It's time for me to take a trip out west. I need to take myself a little break before I make another mistake. I say goodbye to him and farewell to friends. Just a cup that tether, I say goodbye forever. Steer the wheel and follow the sun's edge. I'm going to California 'cause I'm anchored to my roots. Well, there's nothing in California and I'm saying the blues. See the lights in the golden beaches, they'll make me forget you. California and I won't be home soon. I woke up in a sunny place. It's your eyes and your smiling face. Got me thinking this wasn't for the best. Took some time down my heartaches. I think I made another mistake. I said goodbye to the beach and my brand new friends. I hopped in my Jeep, sand on my feet, steer the wheel and follow the sun's head. I'm leaving California 'cause I'm anchored to my roots. Well, the snow's in California and I'm singing the blues. City lights in the golden beaches didn't make me forget you. So I'm leaving California and I'll be home soon. Texas sky on the 3 more exit signs, and I'm headed right back home to you. I left California 'cause I'm anchored to my roots. Well, there's nothing in California but to tell the truth. City lights in the golden beaches just don't compare to you. I left California 'cause my home's with you. I have our 2 dogs down here at my feet. They just wanted to be in here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 7th episode of the Central Texas Music Experience podcast, brought to you by Horizon Design Photographic Creations. Hold on one second. I need to get me a beer. Yes, yeah, we are live.
We don't have anybody doing beer today. Normally it's me doing that, and I can't be the, the guest and the beer bitch. So Brandon's busy, I guess.
I think Brandon's jacking off.
And I had to cook dinner. Normally I cook dinner for the guests. I had to cook my own dinner. What a ripoff.
And I think Brandon was jacking off. Hey, Brandon, we're live, and I know you got the internet in your room right now, so you might want to log on to Ustream and check us out live. We're talking about you.
Brandon's going to have a complex as much as we make fun of him. It's bad.
Because Brandon's jacking off.
Leave him alone.
Well, anyway, once again, we're this
we don't
episode
really
of
know
the Central
because
Texas.
music's so loud. We don't know.
Can I do this plug? This is we're finally getting some sponsors in. This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Horizon Design Photography, not Photographic Creations. I stand corrected. You can check their website out at www.horizondesignphotos.com. You can also email them at horizondesignphotos@gmail.com. They do weddings, they do portraits, they do events. So go ahead and just log on to the website, check it out. I'll probably plug them again at the end. And ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We're not sponsored by Lone Star yet, and I don't know why.
I don't know. Your drunk tweets didn't get to him yet.
And I was going on a campaign, and I was saying, let's bother the Twitter account of Lone Star Beer, and I guess they just ignored us.
This fool is at Joker's Ice House on a Sunday night for an open mic hosted by Mylan. And he is drunk as a skunk, and he's sitting there tweeting to Lone Star Beer, "Hey, Lone Star Beer, sponsor my podcast, sponsor my podcast." It was hilarious.
The sound that you're about to hear is a
fresh, cold Lone Star.
A fresh, cold Lone Star. Brought to you by Central Texas Music Experience Podcast, bitches. Come on, viewers, let's get going. We want to see some views. Hercules, we want to see some views. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm yelling, and I'm kind of digressing from the actual purpose of having a podcast of this nature. And for everyone who didn't know, the reason why I started this podcast was to support the local music scene and the talent that we have out here. And Ashley, my wife, is part of that music scene, so I felt it was fitting to include her into our podcast. And you know what's so cool about having a podcast like this is that we can now plan ahead with live feeds now, so we can give updates. So as you're viewing, we can say, hey, guess what? Next week, we're going to have, actually tomorrow in the studio, we're going to have John Reynolds of the Stone Faced Cowboys and live in the studio, and Britt Pyatt, I'm sorry, live in the studio, and we're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about whatever. I mean, they're going to be playing at O'Brien's on Thursday night, so that's going to be cool. And we're actually going to have Kirk Baxley live in the studio. I don't know what the date is.
He's sick right now, so he's trying to get over that. I hope you feel better soon, Kirk.
I don't think he's listening, and I don't think he cares.
Well, he might care.
That's okay. Kirk is a great guy. If you guys haven't met him before, he's a great musician and a great guy. See,
you want to hate him because he's so talented, but you can't because he's such a great guy. Like, I wanted to hate him at first. I was like,
I don't want to hate him.
I met him. I was like, damn it, the man's talented. Like, he's got to be a jerk, but he's not. He's such a sweet guy. He's a great guy.
We got one viewer. I want to know who's viewing us right now. Because we should have like 10. And I know this is our first episode, and I know we're just kind of hammering out the details of what the format's going to be like. It should be like standard boilerplate. I've never done anything like this before. And apparently Brandon Smith is logged in.
Hi, Brandon Smith.
What's going on?
Be sure to share this on your We Deliver Clean page.
So,
or Copper's Cove. I think they started one in Copper's Cove.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I'm going to have to get you as a sponsor if you're watching.
Sponsor it up.
Yeah, sponsor it up. That'd be pretty cool. I'll plug your delivery business, and I really appreciate you tuning in. Guys, when you guys tune in, we can see you, and we'll give you a shout out. We'll say, hey, what's going on? And then we'll keep on moving.
Also, feel free to ask us questions.
Yeah, ask us questions. Whatever you want to ask, we'll go ahead and we'll plug those out to our guests. If you have a question for me, your host, feel free to ask. Just don't ask me any weird stuff, because I'll just disregard and pretend I didn't see it. And that's awkward. I don't want to be in that position to where I'm like, okay,
I think he needs all the questions he can get, though, because I don't think he knows what to ask his wife.
I do know what to ask you because, like I said, you're a musician in this group of people. You've been around for a little over a year and a half, and so we'll get right into it. So, Ashley, this is so weird for me because I already know the answer to most of these questions anyway. But for those who don't know, there's an opportunity for people to see a different side of the artists that you never get to see before. And if you're looking at this certain angle, you can see a perfect shot. And Brandon Smith, thank you. You just shared on We Deliver. So I appreciate that.
He's probably saying, thank you for the shout out.
Hey, Brandon, tell your friends, log on to Ustream, log on to my channel.
Hey, we should get a free dinner for two for that shout out.
Yeah,
I'm just
right.
saying.
But so Ashley, let's get into some serious questions since we're live on Ustream right now. What has been your biggest musical influence? I know that you first wanted to start playing guitar. Well, let's talk about that first. What drew you to start playing music? Because for those who don't know Ashley's past or prior talents, she actually used to be a dancer. And she was really good. And then all of a sudden the switch just kind of drifted into music. So what was kind of the influence behind doing music and writing songs and playing the guitar? And don't say it was me because that's not 100% true.
Johnston is in music. He's great with composing. He can do compositions from scratch, and I always envy that. I never really knew how to relate to that. I'd get really upset with him because I wouldn't understand quite what was going on. He'd be in his studio so much. You'd be in there all the time, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get to see him. And then, and I never did. I never got to see you. You were always in there. I had to bring you food in there. You're so dedicated. And, I went to Billy Bob's Burgers actually one night, and I saw, it was back when I worked for, a smaller company around here. And, I went out to Billy Bob's Burgers, and I saw, it was actually Stephen Heap. I saw him playing guitar, and I was like, I can do that. I can play guitar. I can do that. I know I can learn. And that was when I went to you, and I said, I really would like to learn to play guitar. And I think I kind of forgot about it because I didn't think that you were actually going to go out and buy a guitar. But for Christmas, y'all, he brought home this big old package, and he's like, open this up. This is your gift. And I was like, what is it? And I opened it up, and it was the Yamaha that's sitting, on display in our house now that I play for when I want to write songs and stuff. And I started taking lessons from Glenn Phillips. And at my own fault, I just got too distracted with, not really taking guitar seriously enough. And I can't understand sign language. I'm sorry, Johnston.
I'm gonna go get some cigarettes and smoke. Keep on talking.
So at my own fault, I just didn't really learn as much as I should have. I didn't soak in all the genius that is Glenn Phillips, and I should have at that point. But when I started the band in January 2012, and for those that y'all don't know, my band is the Mr. Staringer Band. Charles Ott and I started the band in January 2012, and I started going to these open mics with these guys, and I started meeting all the other musicians, and I was like, I really need to learn to play guitar. There's just no reason that I have a guitar. I should learn to play it. And so I really started sitting down and forcing myself to play, and that's when I started writing songs a little bit more. I had written my first song that I ever wrote was Rain, and I wrote that with Glenn Phillips. He did all the music composition, the guitar parts, and I had all the lyrics and stuff, and we just made it work, and it's a beautiful song. I love that song. The rhythm is still a little weird for me to play. So since I'm still so new at guitar, I've only been playing for probably a year and 8 months, seriously playing and writing and stuff. So that's really what caused it, though, was I went to Billy Bob's Burgers. I saw this 18-year-old kid who could play the harmonica, the fiddle, and the guitar, and I was like, he's 18. If he can do it, I can do it. So it happened from there. I just had to toss my husband a lighter. Sorry.
Yeah, I smoke on camera. Just got a message from Brandon Smith. Amazing Thailand giving away a free dinner for 2. Well, actually, let me actually check that.
Are you saying we get the amazing Thailand dinner?
I don't know if we get that, but there's a free Thailand dinner for 2. Hey, what's up to Brandon Cecil, everybody? He just joined us in the studio. We are live.
Finally showed up.
Yeah, he was supposed to be our beer bitch, but he bailed. I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you were not logged in to watch this live on your TV, then you'll have a surprise waiting for you on YouTube. Just throwing that out there. Okay, so now that we've talked about what kind of got you into it, now obviously you said that Rain was the first song that you wrote, and so was that kind of like the precursor to the songs that you've written now? Like, what gives you the inspiration to write some of the songs that you write? Because, and don't say me, because there's more, because there's more that goes into songwriting than just a person who inspires somebody else. Like, for me, like when I get in and I do my composing, as Ashley so eloquently put it, let's just be realistic. I make beats. There's really no composing involved. I just know how to read music. So, but you know, I find it amazing
AKA composing. Just saying.
Well, I find it amazing, and I really appreciate a talent who can actually pick up a guitar and play a couple chords, and then they can make a whole song out of it. That's just amazing to me. Like, you know, so I'm really proud of my wife for being able to do that.
Nah,
so this is a big love fest now.
He's gonna make me cry.
It's a big love fest.
Honestly, it's just everyday life that inspires me. There's so much that, you know, that goes on. I mean, I'll see something, you know, maybe one of my friends is going through something, and like Power of Two was written, somebody that I knew was actually going through an issue, like, her husband just didn't love her anymore and decided, you know, that was it, I'm done. And I was like, that's a shock to me, you know, and I just kind of channeled that. I'm not going to, you know, put their names out there, but it was a shock to me, so I kind of channeled that, and I, you know, made that into Power of Two, and the band actually just added that to the set list recently.
You guys turned that into a kind of power. Now, let me ask you a question. What genre would you specifically put yourself in? Because the band is kind of, you know, you have people from different backgrounds. You have country, you have rock, and you have a little bit of elements in both, and you do covers. So, you know, as far as Mistress Derringer Band is concerned, what genre would you place yourself in? Because I know you draw inspiration from musicians, you know, that it varies, you know, from different genre to genre, you know.
I, honest to God, could not put us in a genre if I tried. I couldn't. There's just no way. I mean, I couldn't. Like, some bands can say, oh, yeah, we're, you know, Southern rock. Oh, yeah, we're Americana. Oh, yeah, we're country. But we just are what we are. And there's no genre for us. Like, there's not. Like, we just do what we feel, do what we love, and we take all of our elements. And, like, Charles likes to call it black dirt. And I mean, I don't know. He likes to call it black dirt, but I mean,
what black dirt is.
I don't know what black dirt is, and he keeps trying to coin it, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. But I mean, we really just don't have a genre. Like, there's just no. We just are what we are, and we are just the Mistress Derringer Band. I mean, we have Brandon, who comes from, you know, like a rock and country background. He can do a little bit of both. You know, you'll ask him to play "Give Me 2 Steps" or "Give Me 3 Steps," you know, and he'll play that. And then, you know, speaking of 2 steps, then he'll also play like a freaking 2-stepping song, you know, and he writes some swing country. And then there's Charles, who comes from, he was in a rock band for, you know, years whenever he was younger, and he got out of doing that.
Long hair Charles,
yeah. I need to see the pictures of this. Like, I keep hearing about it, but I've not seen the pictures of it.
There's a picture on, I believe it's on his Facebook page, and I can't pinpoint who it is. I can't pinpoint who it is that has, you know, that who Charles is. But there's 3 guys, and they all have long hair. So Charles is in the mix somewhere in that picture. So you know,
Is it that grainy one? I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
That's not proof enough. That's like the Bigfoot pictures. That's not Bigfoot. That's too grainy. You can't tell. Like,
Bigfoot's real.
let's not go there.
He's real.
I shouldn't have opened my mouth.
We're not going to talk about Bigfoot. No, we're not.
But
This is about music,
We
folks.
might later get a couple more Lone Stars in. We might later.
No. So, as a female artist, there's a little different dynamic, especially in a male dominated area. And
Boy, you telling me.
and you have you have a couple female musicians out there like Jenna McDaniels, Megan Blair, and of course yourself. Where do you fit into the mold, not the mold, but into the fold of this group of guys that have been established for a while in this area and beyond? So, what is the? Well, that's kind of.
I don't know where I fit in. They just kind of like took me under their wing, and one day I went to an open mic, and they're like, "Girls got some pipes." All right, cool, and I mean, I'm pretty much. I kind of would see myself as one of the guys, except I'm not because I have boobs, and some of them comment on them quite a bit, John Chappelle. And I mean, I feel like I'm kind of one of the guys, but I mean, I know that, I also get along with these guys' girlfriends and wives and things like that. Like, I mean, Stormy's girlfriend and I get along real well, and, Justin Bravo's girlfriend and I get along real well, and I mean, I still get, it's kind of like, I mean, they just took me under their wing. I'm part of what we all like to call a music family, and I'm grateful that they took me under their wing because I was kind of, awestruck when I kind of met them and I saw them play, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. These guys are so talented, and I was kind of like the geeky kid. I felt like that was sitting in the back, like, I'm not cool enough. They're not going to hang out with me, and they.
At first, when you first started showing up, did you kind of feel like a groupie a little bit?
No, I didn't feel like a groupie. I mean, the guys in my band liked to call me a groupie, but I wasn't a groupie. I didn't feel like a groupie. I just felt like I really enjoyed watching them play, watching them sing, and, Mylan, Justin, Stormy, John Austin, all those guys. I mean, I first, I went to a Austin and the Jaywalkers show for New Year's one time. With my parents actually went with me because you were in Afghanistan, so I had to go with somebody. My parents went with me, and that was when I first saw John Austin play. And, he was just so cool. He, like, walked right up to my dad, and he's like, "Hey, how are you doing? I'm John Austin." I was like, "Dude, this guy's in a band." And he just talked to my dad. My dad was like, "That's how you need to be. You need to be just like that." But, I mean, these guys are so approachable. They just don't appear to be approachable because they're so talented. And they took me under their wing, and they were just like, "Hey, you're one of us." It took them, I think it kind of, I don't know, I guess I feel like I'm one of them now. I mean, I've heard, them say, "Oh, yeah, you're one of us, blah, blah, blah." But I still feel like I don't quite fit in.
Is it hard? Is it hard following some of these bands? Is it hard following some of these acts? Like if you go out there and they have you as an opener or whatever the case may be, do you feel any pressure, going up there on stage, and having to either A, open for them, or B, follow these acts? Do you feel some kind of, do you feel any kind of pressure involved? Like, I need to perform at that level? Or is it that you take it like not necessarily pressure, but say, okay, this is a learning experience?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I guess I don't know how to put it. Like, I feel a lot. I don't feel like I feel pressure, but I feel nervous. And I'm like, man, these, like, even with Megan, Megan's a lot younger than me, and she looks up to me, but I respect her ability, her capability. The girl can sing. And when I get up on stage after her, I'm like, oh, my God, like, this chick's so talented, how am I going to, follow that, that sort of thing. And I especially get that way, after these guys play, because they're such phenomenal songwriters, such phenomenal performers. I hope to God that I never have to follow Mylan performance-wise, because that man has such dynamics on stage.
Yeah, he's got a not only is his voice so huge, but he's got like this stage presence. It's like I think in the podcast when he was out on our second episode, I called him a rock god. Like that's what he's looking like, pointing to the sky like I'm a rock god.
He's awesome. He's got a great stage dynamic, and I mean all of them do. And it's hard. It's tough following him because I mean I am a girl, and you know I knew going into this that it was going to be tough for a girl. I mean it's tough, you know, booking girls. You know, being a girl and booking, it's tough. Performing, you know, because people want to hear the guys' songs, you know, they don't want to hear, you know, girly songs all the time, you know, and so I have to try to find a balance in between that and try to play, you know, songs like Fred Eaglesmith, Time to Get a Gun, or, you know, also play the girly songs like Charlie Corn or, you know, Brie Bagwell, things like that. And also when I write, I'm really bad about being really gender specific, and I need to not be so gender specific when I write, and that's what I've been working on. Matt Siegel from 7 Years Today, and I actually finished writing a song yesterday, and I made it a point so where we were not gender specific in that song, so that way it was something, you know, like anybody can relate to it, not just girls. And I don't want to market to, you know, teenagers and women, and you know.
Well, speaking of writing, who out there in the local music scene do you really, you know, see as that writer that's like, you know, that guy is a fucking writer. You know, he can really, you know, write songs that really speak to people.
There's so many of them. They're all so good.
Don't be afraid to hurt people's feelings.
I'm not gonna hurt anybody's feelings. I'm saying they're honestly so talented. I mean, Matt Siegel's a great writer. Stormy Lee is an amazing writer. I've told you that time and time again. He's an amazing writer. Kirk Baxley is an amazing songwriter. I mean, and killer voice at that. Justin Bravo's a good songwriter too. I mean, he's really good. Mylan's written some great songs. I mean, and John Austin's a great songwriter as well. I mean, he's got a couple songs that are catchy as heck, and I'm like, I dig that, you know.
When you write a song, do you feel like it's like a duty to kind of make it catchy? You know, like are you thinking in terms of like, okay, I can hear this on the radio, or are you just writing a song, you know, just based on that moment, that specific moment? Okay, this is how I feel. Because I remember we had a conversation off camera not too long ago where I said, well, you know, you're playing these chords, and you know, just write whatever, you know, whatever the first thing comes to mind. It's not necessarily going to be the song itself, but you know, usually the first thing that comes to mind is usually the best thing. That's
normally how I write, is if I'm playing these chords and I'm like, this sounds like, you know, it would be this kind of song, or, you know, this sounds like I should probably talk about this, or if I'm just feeling a certain way, you know, if I feel like when I wrote Land Past the Sky, you know, I wrote that about you, and I was like, I was just in one of those, you know, my husband's so great, blah, blah, blah kind of moods, and I decided I was going to write a song about you, and I wrote Land Past the Sky, you know, that day, and it wasn't something that I wanted to be catchy. It, you know, it ended up being one of some people's favorite songs of mine, and that's cool. I didn't have any intention of that, no, because I just wanted to write a song about you.
Well, what is your favorite song to play? First, we'll start with cover songs. What is your favorite cover song right now that you love to play right now?
Off the top of my head, it would probably be Casey Musgraves' "It Is What It Is," and I have no idea why. I think it's just because it's that rhythm. It's like a waltz rhythm, sorta. And I don't do waltz rhythms enough. And I like the lyrical content of it. You know, she's just saying, you know, hey,
slut song.
It is what it is, you know, until it ain't anymore.
Track hoping this Lone Star real quick. We'll get to the next question. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in on Ustream.
Do you want me to play that song for people that have never heard it? Can I play covers on a podcast?
I think so.
As long as I say
I wouldn't. Because I would like to, you know, stick to originals,
okay.
If possible.
Yeah.
This is a kind of a new format for us, so I mean, in the editing process and YouTube. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this particular version of our podcast is going to be a weekly version, And of course, they'll be up in production value as we go along, with multiple camera angles as we go along. So please bear with us. Right now, we're still operating with a single camera, but we are working on doing multiple angles, and we'll be able to actually transition through certain video capturing and things of that nature once we upgrade our software and we upgrade our bandwidth and all that good stuff. But I really appreciate all the support on YouTube, all the support on Facebook, for really helping the Central Texas Music Experience podcast just kind of take off in the way that it has. It's been a slow process, but the artists are really responsible for promoting these videos. So, if you want to be on this podcast, musician, music lover, doesn't matter. If you got a, different outlook on life or on the world and you just want to talk about it, feel free to hit me up on Facebook or on Twitter and or my email, which is on Facebook. And, we'll get you out here and, promote your music or promote whatever you got going on. And if there's any businesses out there that are looking for, a way to kind of promote their business, hit me up as well with sponsors. We're live. So now this is kind of a, a different venue, here we go. So, oh my God.
No editing.
We'll do some editing when we upgrade our system, for this live, for this live format. And of course, you'll get to see the tried and true YouTube format that I always like to pride myself in putting out there with the intro and all that fun stuff and all the flashy things that I got come across the screen and all that stuff. So
he has so much fun with that, y'all.
It takes a long time.
He's like, babe, come in here and look at this. Come here, look what I did. Look what I did. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
I'm not a kid. So
cool.
So anyway, we're at the half hour mark. So let's go ahead and promote some dates. You guys got any tour dates right now? And I'm not saying it because I'm not asking because I don't know. I'm asking because I do know, and you should be the one promoting it. So.
On the 16th, I'm gonna be at Texas Proud Bar and Grill in Killeen on Veterans Memorial, playing for 3 hours. It's gonna be a solo thing. It's just me. But they're having a grand opening there, so I'm playing there then. The 17th, I will be with the full band at a farmer's market in Killeen on 2nd Street. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to look at the calendar and ask the booking agent what time that goes on. But and then September 1st, I'll be in Fort Worth at the Lakeview Marina on Eagle Lake, playing with an all-girls Texas music festival. And the 2nd, I will also be somewhere, but I can't tell you where it's at because I'm not allowed yet.
Why not?
I'm not allowed to tell that until about 2 weeks before the actual event.
Well, hot damn, we just got secrets on the live podcast. Okay. So now that we've talked about a few things, would you like to play us another song?
Yeah.
What do you want to play?
I don't know. What do you want to hear?
We'll figure it out because we're live and we don't like dead air.
I don't like dead air either. I'm trying to figure out what I want to play.
Come on,
I guess.
Lone Star.
Lone Star Beer.
We're live, Lone Star.
Yeah, we're live and we're needing your sponsors. So hurry up, get on it.
Okay, Brandon Smith just posted something for the Zombie Walk in October the 12th in Coppers Cove. Brandon, would you mind sending me a message and what you're referring to as when it comes to the Zombie Walk? And while you're doing that, we'll get Ashley to play us another tune. So
how about Worn Out Tires?
That's fine.
I wrote this one a little while back. I was driving and it just really it came to my mind, and I went home and I sat down and wrote this one. When you said goodbye, just took off on a summer night where your tail light stood inside the house, and I could hardly contain myself. Hit my knees and I asked God why our time together just drawn out loud. walked through the door. After crying, I figured it was time for me to pick up and move on with my life. So I'm pushing this Hemi just as far as it'll let me on the back of tears like a Louisiana levee. Spinning my tires until they run out of tread, or you take back the words you said. Now it's just me and the road. It's a gypsy life for a wayward soul. I stayed out of luck in San Antonio. Looking back was almost home while I floated down the Guadalupe River, and I had somewhere to my poor liver. No matter what I did, it just wasn't right. That you should be holding me tight, but I'm pushing this Hemi just as far as it'll let me on the back of tears like a Louisiana levee. Spinning my tires until they run out of tread, or you take back the words you said. Now it's just me and the road. It's a gypsy life for a wayward soul. Too long out on the road, I gotta call you, said you love me so. Meet me out on the spot. Our time together was playing non-stop in your head, and it just wasn't right. That you should be holding me tight. So now I'm pushing this just as far as it'll let me on the back of tears like a Louisiana levee. Spun my tires until they ran out of tread, but you took back the words you said. No more life from this winding road. It's a happy ending for a wayward soul. I cried and cried when you said goodbye. Just took off on a summer night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and promote something for We Deliver. They're located in Coppers Cove. It's a sponsored event by We Deliver. It's called the Zombie Walk on October the 12th in Coppers Cove. It's raising money for the locally run soup kitchen, bringing life to Cove with the undead. And you just got a request to come out and bring some life to the party. So look at your calendar for October the 12th.
Yeah, I'll definitely look at it and see what I can do. I think you mentioned, I didn't get to look at the Facebook message completely. I think something about being a zombie. I don't know.
Well, just so I can reiterate, this is called the Zombie Walk. It's going to be in Coppers Cove, Texas on October the 12th. It's sponsored by We Deliver, and they're going to be raising money for the local soup kitchen. And this is a great. I always love it when people want to do charity events and stuff like this. So this is something that check your calendars, make sure you head out there. And I think we just booked a gig for Ashley, so live. And thank you, Brandon.
And I'm real big on doing benefits and stuff. I believe in giving back. Always have, always will. So, I definitely will be there. So, count me in.
Well, I really appreciate the feedback we're getting from our viewers, and so we'll progress.
Is anybody asking any questions?
No, not really.
Hold on.
I mean, this is the first live broadcast that we have.
Let me see if I can get people to ask questions.
In regards to the zombie walk in Coppers Cove on October the 12th, go and contact the Coppers Cove Chamber of Commerce for more information. And this is the message that I'm getting from We Deliver. And I think we have a new sponsor. Yes, no, let me know, maybe. But once again, our podcast is sponsored by Horizon Design Photography. Go ahead and check out their webpage at www.horizondesignphotos.com. You can also email them on horizondesignphotos@gmail.com. They do weddings, portraits, and events. So just log on to the website and then just check out the work that they've done. And if you have an event, I mean concerts, birthday parties, it doesn't really matter. Obviously weddings
or just because I feel like taking pictures. Dang it.
Exactly. So go ahead and log on to the website, check out the work, and if you like it, give them a call. The number's on the website, and you also have the email as well. And we just got another viewer.
I'm sorry, this is dead air. What?
I think we got another viewer that just got on and was saying hi to you.
Yeah, Trey. Hi, Trey.
Sorry, I cut the mic real quick just so I can ask a question. And hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody, for my two loyal viewers right now.
Share this so you can get other people on here. It's going to be fun. I promise. It's like a big old party.
Okay, and I'm also getting some more information as we're going. I believe they're also going to be having a Geek Fest at Central Texas College. And I'm going to get some more info as the podcast continues. So I love this new format. So we're just going to get people just responding and saying hi and doing all these fun things.
How about we get on with the questions?
Yeah, ask some questions to the viewers that we have out there. Ask some questions of Ashley.
Trey, keep it clean.
Don't keep it clean. And Sean says hi as well.
Hey, Sean.
So. Don't you love this live format?
That's like another radio show a while back, and with some of my favorite people. And my friend from Alaska actually got on and was watching or listening live, and it was funny. Because they're like, we have someone from Alaska on here right now. And I was like, oh, yeah, that would be my friend Mallory.
Who's on? Who was viewing?
It was Mallory. She was listening on the other radio station that I was on a while back. Okay. And it was an
she needs to get on Ustream right now and go ahead and start viewing.
You know how many kids she has? She can't do that.
Oh, we just got a question from Trey. He said, what is your songwriting process?
My songwriting process is I sit down. I'm still a baby guitar player.
Smoke a cigarette, drink a beer.
Lone Star is a big influence in my songwriting. Come on, Diesel, get up here. Hurry up. Come on, Tubby. No, he wants to get up here. Diesel wants.
We got dogs in the studio right now. This is fun.
Well, otherwise, if I'm in here and they're not, they're gonna be sitting at the door whining. But okay, Sean, to answer your question, I sit down and I find some chords that I like, and if I feel like there's something that might go with that, I'll take it further. If not, I'll try to remember the chord structure and whatever I have there, and maybe write something a little later for it. A lot of times, I will just have lyrics that I've thought of, like for Worn Out Tires, the one I just played. I was driving and I thought of those lyrics, and I sat down and I found a chord structure that I really liked, which was the and I just, went with that. And I mean, I made it the whole song about, that chord structure. Didn't change it because I liked it so much. But, yeah, I mean, I'm just like any songwriter. I wait for inspiration to strike, and then, whatever I have, I just, bring that to the table. With the song that I wrote recently with Matt Siegel, which I hope y'all get to hear soon, so I can remember all the lyrics for it. That one was, I had a chord structure, and I started the first verse. I finished the first verse and the chorus, and I was like, I need help with the second verse and a bridge. And that's where Matt Siegel and his genius self came into play with it, and he came over. We spent like 2 hours trying to hammer out the second verse, the bridge, and how we were gonna organize it and things like that. And I mean, it's just different every time. It really is. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But thank you for that question.
And he just sent another message. He was totally going to ask a dirty question too. So good call on cutting
No dirty questions. My mama and daddy might listen to this.
We're trying to keep it clean, folks. Trey,
and my grandma might watch it. You know.
Trying to keep it clean. Yeah, pop up another Lone Star. Lone Star, come on. Come on.
Here we go.
Oh, Lone Star. Are you thirsty?
Okay. But that's really all I drink is Lone Star.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie. Unless I feel like having a Corona every now and then, I'll have a Corona, but Lone Star it is.
For shame. Okay, I got another question from Sean. What is the first song you ever learned to play guitar-wise?
First song I ever learned was for my friend Mallory's wedding. And I can't even say that I really learned it because I like I said back then, I was just, not that serious in playing. I was more serious and, I can sing, so I'll just sing. It was I Won't Give, what is it called? I Won't Let Go, I think it is, by Rascal Flatts, because that was her favorite song. And it was for her wedding. So I played that with Glenn Phillips. Of course, Glenn Phillips ended up doing all the playing because I didn't, I couldn't do it. He played fiddle, and Glenn's son Milo ran sound for it that day, and that's when I met those guys. Oh, man, the first song I ever really learned how to play guitar-wise, though, was Time to Get a Gun by Fred Eaglesmith. So,
great question, Sean, and thanks, Trey, for relaying that message to us. Brandon, if you don't mind, can you please elaborate on that August 16th through 18th 300 goodie bag, so I can put that out to the people?
Hey, Brandon, let's ask some questions.
I think he's all about business right
I
now.
know.
It's all good, though, man.
Get some questions in there.
We're going to promote anything that's local. We don't want any local crazy people. We don't want to promote crazy. We want to promote good stuff.
You're promoting me. I'm crazy.
A little crazy. So we talked about the songwriting process a little bit, and folks, keep the questions coming if you want to, and then we'll go ahead and interrupt Ashley's banter to ask those questions. It's not a big deal.
No, it's not.
And okay, please view www.wedeliverclean.com, and it's got a cool link on there, and the email, the times will be posted when possible, according to what I just got from Brandon. Thank you for viewing, and I really appreciate, for this. This is kind of still a sporadic, way of doing things because we're live. But this is a really cool way of doing things now. Mm-hmm. So, ladies and gentlemen, share this with your friends. Like I said, as artists, you guys are responsible for sharing the videos, letting people know you're going to be live. And, I was asked when I first started this podcast, are we going to have a live, we're going to do, live feeds and stuff like that. And I said, absolutely not.
And I also said I would never get behind the mic with you on the other side of it, though. So
I said absolutely not because I like the whole editing aspect. But as our budget increases and
I don't know what budget you're talking about.
well, the sponsor budget and, as we get more money coming in for the podcast, we're going to increase our production value. And I really appreciate everybody's support. So let's get back to some questions for Ashley. I'll ask some questions if you guys don't have any more, our viewers. Also, let me go ahead and promote, the Central Texas Music Experience. Again, this podcast is going to be on iTunes tonight. You're obviously, for our viewers right now, you're viewing us on Ustream live right now. And then the edited version of this podcast will be on YouTube in video format, obviously. And then you can also check us out on podbean.com, which is a great free podcasting host website that allows me to get this stuff on iTunes. And it's been a real big help promoting the podcast. And thanks again to our viewers and our listeners and all the supporters. And again, we're going to have John Reynolds and Britton Pyatt.
Yeah.
From the Stone-Faced Cowboys are going to be out tomorrow. We're gonna put them live, and then of course the edited version of their video will come out a week later. That's I'd like to give everybody, a week Because not everybody can view live because people go either they got jobs or
Well,
they're
a lot of people
working.
tonight are at O'Brien's for
Yeah,
Mylan's open mic.
big shout out to Mylan English hosting open mic at O'Brien's. It's a great place to, on a Tuesday night. If you ain't, I think Brandon just got done whacking off in the shower.
Will you leave him alone?
I'm not gonna leave Brandon alone. And
He's
Trey, I know
gonna
you
have
have
a
something to say
complex.
about that. I know you have something to say about what I just said now. So go ahead and say what you want to
He's gonna
say.
have such a complex by the time that I don't know what is in his future, but by the time he gets there, he's gonna be like, I need to go to therapy just for the things that Johnston and Ashley talk about me.
Okay, so let's get back to some serious music stuff. Okay. We talked about the songwriting process. We talked about influences. Right now in the music business, as far as mainstream acts, who are you feeling right now as far as mainstream right now?
Casey Musgraves.
Why is that?
Girl can write. She can write. When she writes, it makes you think. It makes you really think. So many of her one-liners in her songs are just like, I wish I'd have thought of that. She's a great writer. She really is. And I really feel like, somebody said that she was saving country music, mainstream country music, and I believe it. Country music has just fallen off, and you don't even want to get my opinion on a lot of pop country because I've had it.
Just get into it.
Can I say for the record, Taylor Swift is not a country musician. She's not. She's pop. Sorry, guys. Don't call her country. I think she got into country because, this is my theory on it, and I don't know. I think she got into country because it was an easier genre for her to get into. I think she always had the intention of transitioning over to pop because I think that's really where she belongs with all the auto-tune and, all that fun stuff. But I think she got into country.
And she tries to rap from time to time.
Yeah, I've heard that. But she's not country, y'all, so just stop calling her country. Just leave it alone. Let her go join Justin Bieber over in the country area.
Okay, so now that you're talking about what you don't like about country, does that mean that you would put your songwriting into the country genre since because you can talk about...
I don't know. I really don't. My songwriting style, I think it is...
Or would you say it's more just Texas music?
I think it's just Texas music.
I think Justin Bravo of the Red Dirt Ramblers, he was like, Texas music is...
Texas music.
Yeah.
There's only one state that could honestly say that they have their own genre, and that's Texas, and that's what I love about Texas so much. That we have our own genre. And there have been people that have gone online and said, oh, this is so stupid. You just slap the word Texas on it and you make it. But, there really is a big difference between, freaking Ray Wiley Hubbard and Tim McGraw. You know what I mean? Tim McGraw's, he's gone so pop now, talking about truck, yeah, and stuff like that. I'm tired of hearing songs about trucks, too. I'm tired of it. I get it. Trucks are awesome. I drive one, I also like guns. But I'm not going to make every single song about that just to, sell something,
Trey just, one of our viewers, he just sent a message in and he said he would call it Texas folk.
Texas folk? With me? I guess. Yeah, I guess I could kind of see that.
And Brandon Smith just asked a question. He's with We Deliver Clean, and he asked, will the songs or these podcasts be available on your website, Ashley, or mine? Brandon, just to answer your question, this podcast obviously is streaming live on Ustream. The audio version of our podcast is on iTunes for free. So if anybody who has a iPhone, you can go in and download the free podcast app and just search for Central Texas Music Experience, and then you can download for free the latest episodes of our podcasts. You can, if you don't have a podcast app, you can also go to podbean.com. You can go on your if you don't have an iPhone, you can go to podbean.com. I believe there's an Android app for that, and you can also listen to the podcasts, the audio versions of that. And the videos will be posted on YouTube. That's a CT Music Experience on our YouTube page. And you'll be able to see all of our videos, all of our past podcasts and beyond. And then you'll have links to those as we post them. You'll have links to those on Facebook as well. So, and then, of course, the artists will go ahead and, promote post them on their own page as well.
And for the record, normally I would have posted this and, promoted this a little bit more, but this is, the way y'all see, is a product of 20 minutes of, hey, I'm doing your interview tonight, go do your hair, go do your makeup, because I was in sweats, my hair up in a messy bun, just kind of hanging out. He's like, we don't have an episode for this week because we had a cancellation. He's like, so go do your hair, go do your makeup, you're going to be on the podcast. And I was like, I haven't even promoted it. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's going to listen.
Well, these next few days are going to actually be pretty busy.
Yeah.
We're doing like 3 podcasts back to back. And, of course, we're going to post. We're
going to post them when they're supposed to air.
Yeah, when they're supposed to air. But we're also going to do them live since we kind of got the hang of things now as far as a live thing. But thank you, Brandon, for your question. And I appreciate you guys for staying in for as long as you guys.
And this will also be on the Mistress Derringer Band webpage as well. It'll be on www.mistressderringerband.com.
Promote.
Yep. So it'll be on that website. And I don't know if any of y'all have had the chance to look at it, but we do have a website, and it's pretty dang cool. I mean, if I'd like to say,
Brandon Smith of We Deliver Clean just asked another question. He asked, will we be taping any of our shows, open mics or live shows? And to answer your question, Brandon, yes, we will.
We did.
We actually did for Ashley's birthday bash at O'Brien's it was on July the 12th. It's actually on YouTube right now. It's a 2-hour concert with Megan Blair and Stormy Lee opening, doing a song swap, and then with the Mistress Derringer Band, closing out the show, doing an awesome set. And we're gonna try to do some live shows, and I'm not gonna tell you exactly what it is, but right now we're working on a deal right now with certain somebody.
Well, we can say the venue.
Live show.
We can say.
No, I'm not gonna say the venue.
No?
Don't say the venue,
okay.
Because it'll be a secret until it's ready to be put out. And thanks for the question again. And Brandon also said awesome site. And Trey just asked us a question. What are the next few coming up podcasts? And excuse me, too much beer. And to answer that question, Trey, and to any of our other viewers, we're going to have John Reynolds and Brenton Pyatt of the Stoneface Cowboys out here tomorrow. Those are going to be live, and then we're going to post them on YouTube a week later. And post them on iTunes a week later as well. And we're also going to have Kirk Baxley. Not quite sure on the actual date just yet. Once we get it in, we'll go ahead and
I don't know about this live stuff because you're getting so distracted by all the questions.
Well, I just had a message pop up, and as far as resolution is concerned, apparently, bandwidth is hard to come by, so you're gonna have to take it easy.
Because I'm evil, and I told him he couldn't get the higher.
No, that has not the higher quality of camera has nothing to do with the bandwidth. It just has to do with the output that we're using.
So I need to stop moving so much.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
No. It's just we have to change the quality within the time frames, and it's really just based on where our router is in our studio.
Yeah.
Once we move the router, it'll be problem solved.
Our internet service in this house is horrible.
It's great inside the house. In the studio, it's not that great.
We are so far away from that router. I should never have put it in there. I don't know why I put it in there. I don't know. I wasn't thinking.
Nah, it is what it is. So, we are almost at our hour mark, and with the live podcast, we're not going to try to go over an hour.
This has probably been the most boring podcast of them all. Seriously.
No, it's not, because it's a different format. It's an interesting